It's the Jef Clo Podcast Show. And we don't care for snails unless you call them escargot, because it's the Jef Clo Podcast Show. Oh, it's Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo. And just in case you didn't remember, it's Jef and Clo. Jef and Clo.
All right, welcome back, Jef and Clo fans.
Yeah, man.
For those of you out there, it is Sweet 16, Dave.
16. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine.
Ooh.
Do you remember that song?
No.
Ringo Starr of the Beatles covered it back in the 70s, I believe.
Okay.
But it's just one of those songs. It's sweet, you know. Some people thought it was maybe kind of, you know, like today it would be frowned upon because it sounds...
Right. Yeah, that sounds a little inappropriate.
Creepy. Yeah, but I have a theory that it was just a father-daughter kind of. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're my daughter, you know.
Okay.
And I just called up the lyrics so I can prove this to you.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, you come out of a dream, peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. Well, that's. I mean, he's probably talking about the color there.
Right.
Okay. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine.
Okay.
Next verse.
Does it start with an ooh again?
No, this time it doesn't. Ooh.
Ew.
You're all ribbons and curls. That's got to be a dad, right? Oh, what a girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's my girl, right? Eyes that twinkle and shine.
Okay, so far, other than the lips.
You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine.
You're mine, yes.
Yeah. And now the chorus.
Okay.
You're my baby, my child.
Yeah.
You're my pet.
Oh.
We fell in love on the night we met.
I want to stop you, though. As a pet, do you, like, scratch by the tail?
Probably not. We fell in love the night we met. You know, I can imagine if your child was born at night, the second you see your little girl, you're like, you know, we fell in love.
Right, but I do think we're veering off into Creepy Town, but please continue.
No. You touched my hand.
Okay.
My heart went pop.
Okay.
Right? Because
Yeah.
a little baby reaches out and touches your hand for the first time.
Right.
That's
And
just
then
your
you-
heart
and then you
pops.
Have a cardio and fraction.
No, that's not
or
part of
whatever
the
it is.
song. And that's about all. That's just one more line. And, ooh, when we kissed, we could not stop.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably better to keep it creepy than really
Okay,
creepy.
yeah, it went off the rails at the end.
Yeah, it did. Ugh.
A little bit.
Okay, you people are right. It's creepy. I will
That
just
is-
not perform that
Well, there's
song.
a lot of creepy songs out there that are, you know,
The one that
bands-
really comes to mind for me is that Benny Mardones song. She's just 16 years old. Leave her alone, they say.
Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, well, there's also...
And then here's the best line. Separated by fools. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're the
yeah.
fools, sure.
Right. Well,
Right, yeah.
there's also, what, was it Warrant? She's only 17.
Oh,
17. I mean, that's a whole song about, you know...
She was just 17. You
Yeah, the
know
Beatles.
what I mean.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of songs that wouldn't be acceptable today, I think.
Well, Kiss has a song called Christine 16.
Christine.
And there's like a line in that, like, she's been around, but she's young and clean. That one's not so...
Well, she's clean. That's good.
Right. She took
That's
a bath
nice.
before bed. Well, and then I think Neil Diamond might have been the first one to do this. I know they had a version on the Pulp Fiction soundtrack, but the girl,
Sweet Caroline?
You'll be a woman soon. Yeah, that
It's a
one's
great song, but yeah.
Yeah, it is, but that one's a little creepy. You know, you've got the Doors. The show me the way to the next little girl.
Wow.
Oh, don't ask why.
Yeah, you probably don't want to know.
Oh, I mean, that one's that's pushing me. Yeah, so
Seemed so acceptable back
with
then.
Aerosmith, they had the one on the swing, Walk This Way. Remember that
Walk
one?
this way.
Schoolgirl sweetie with the classic kind of sassy with her skirt climbing way up her knee. Something like that.
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah, that was...
Wasn't his daughter in that one? In that video?
Oh, I hope not, because she was pretty young at that point. But... Now we just need some Run DMC, because didn't they team up on that song at one point?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
That was the first time I think rock and rap happened at the same time.
The crossover, and then by the 90s, you had the Limp Bizkits of and the Korns and the bands that Rage Against the Machine, that they just blended it all together.
Biscuits and corn. I'm getting hungry. Yeah, there was one other band. I can't think of it. Oh, darn. Wasn't it? You want it all, but you can't have it.
Was that about little kids?
What is it? What is it?
That's Faith No More.
Yeah, the rap band.
Yeah, but they're not rap.
A little crossover-ish.
No, that's Mike Patton. Mike Patton is the man. He has actually been considered to have the widest range of a male vocalist in the history of singing. Everyone thought it was Axl Rose, but Mike Patton is just lesser known. Speaking of Axl Rose, Sweet Child of Mine.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go. There's another
Creepy.
child song.
Yeah, but I was just saying that they had elements of kind of a rap thing.
Well, Mike Patton, he loved to do weird things with his voice. He actually put out an album post Faith No More era that was called Adult Themes for Voice. And it was just these weird soundtracky type of songs, and there were no instruments. He did everything with his mouth, like all the tones. Yeah, he's very creative but unique individual. But he's one of my favorite singers of the modern era, for sure. Mr. Bungle. Have you ever heard Mr. Bungle?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he was the lead singer of Mr. Bungle, and they took him from Mr. Bungle to be in Faith No More because their previous singer, Chuck something, left the band.
I thought you meant Chuck something, like as in a verb. Yeah, he chucked something, and they just had to let him go.
No, no. But Chuck was part of the song that was used as a theme song for Dirty Jobs.
Oh, really?
With Mike Rowe, yeah. Well, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. That was Faith No More, but pre-Mike
Was
Patton.
it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Man, you're just a wealth of knowledge.
I am. Well, that's what happens when you bring up Faith No More. I'm a giant fan of Faith No More. Giant.
Really? Cool, yeah.
Yeah. But
I was too, but I just remember kind of in that when that song came out, it was one of the early times that I remember it mixing genres and, kind of singing and rapping, or more like yelling.
Yeah. I mean,
more of a shout. I don't
to an
remember
extent,
a lot
the
of
Chili
that before
Peppers
that.
did the same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
Anthony
but was
Kiedis
that later or was that before?
It was right around the same time.
So I win? Yay.
No.
Boo.
So I have been to change the subject. I've been working
on the railroad?
I've been working on the railroad with a 16-year-old girl. There you go. Oh, wait, that wasn't the lyric. I'm still stuck on that weird, creepy vibe of the songs we described. Yes. But no, I've been working the social media hard, especially the Twitter, trying to use the hashtags and the app mentions and all the things you need to do. And we actually had one tweet that I put out there, which I thought was like my least creative tweet. And we almost have more likes to that tweet than we do listens to the podcast last week. And these are all random people from countries all across the world that just loved that tweet. They were retweeting it. It was just Kim Kardashian, like showcasing her new shapewear line. And I just retweeted with the comment, "Are the implants included?" And apparently that was a winner.
Yeah. Are they?
I put out some much more clever and funny ones from my perspective, and they all...
Perspective is
they went over like a lead balloon, as they say.
They withered on the vine.
Yes, but that's okay. You got to play the game of chance.
Yeah. You never know with today's people what will be funny and what will be stupid.
That's right. And we're too old to understand what the youths of the world would like.
Or to care.
But yeah, one article that I saw, because I'm like trying to find what's trending, what's hot. And earlier this week, they announced that a new Olympic sport being added to the Olympics is breakdancing.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, breakdancing
How do you
is going
judge
to be
these things?
Well, at first I thought that's really weird, but then I thought about like ice dancing, and I thought, well,
I think that's bad too.
okay.
But
Well, it may be bad, but it's been an Olympic sport for quite some time.
it just doesn't seem like some of these things should be a sport, and that we shouldn't be going further down that rabbit hole.
Right.
What is the one where they've got the big?
Are you talking about curling?
The stick with the big long ribbon on the end.
Oh, yes, that's the. They do that in old school. Will Ferrell does the dance.
You went out for that in high school, didn't you?
No, I did not. But I would have been awesome.
You would have been best.
Yes. Oh, I don't remember what that's called. Stick ribbon dancing. No, that's not it.
Close enough.
But yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird one for sure.
Curling. I remember curling being weird when they added that when we were kids. It was like, what?
Yeah. I watched a documentary on it recently, and I still wasn't all that.
That wasn't enough to get you.
I don't know. I mean, I can see where there's a lot of strategy and stuff to it, but
yeah, it's like
it's weird.
Does chess someday get into this Olympic sport? At what point
if you're talking strategy.
Yeah, but is that a sport?
I don't know.
Is a sport merely strategy, or does it have some physical element to it?
Yeah, it should require a lot more. Like, you shouldn't be able to eat a strict diet of Big Macs for the entire 4 years.
That's what I'm saying.
While you're training and still be perfectly capable to compete. Maybe that should be the deciding factor.
You can't be on the Super Size Me diet.
Yeah, skateboarding is also being added in addition to breakdancing, skateboarding, and surfing. Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that think this is all great.
Well, yes and no. What's going to happen to the X Games? Isn't that what the whole point of the X Games was skateboarding and snowboarding and all that stuff?
Yeah, we're going to have, I don't know, some new crazier sports.
I don't know.
How high you can jump out of an airplane without a parachute.
Are you just seeing how high you can jump out of the airplane, or how high the airplane is?
How high the airplane is.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I might be able to say I can jump 4 feet out of the
before
airplane.
Before I fell to my death.
Yes, before I plummet, for 20,000 feet. Yeah,
I've seen videos where supposedly people jump out of an airplane and then land in one of those big, giant, huge, massive nets.
Oh, that's crazy.
And or the thing the stuntmen will fall into when they go off a building.
And that to me is
real,
basically
maybe it is
selective elimination, where if those people don't survive, then it's like I have no pity for a guy who jumps out of an airplane with no parachute and intends to land in a net, and not only that, but trust the net.
Seems crazy
at that much velocity. If you don't make it, I think that's nature just kind of doing its thing.
Saying, you weren't meant to live much longer anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Just not meant to be.
But I definitely have been seeing a lot more happenings and things going on social media, just, being more involved and trying to pay attention to what's trending. And another thing I noticed this week, it was the 10-year anniversary of Michael Jackson's death, which there's all kinds of controversy about.
Weird.
Well, it's not weird. I mean, it's just...
No, it's weird.
Chronology.
It's been 10 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. But what I felt...
Because we were 19.
Right.
So, do you do Michael? Do you do his voice?
Oh, Michael? All you have to do is do a high voice.
I don't know.
I try to do Eddie Murphy doing Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he's like, Tito, hand me a tissue.
Yes. Carrie Ann and I were actually... Last night, we were out to see Mr. Dave Powers, the piano performer from the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, at a restaurant in the Powell area. And
Powers and Powell.
Yes, exactly. We were talking about Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious, and just how as teenagers, we just love that. And I was talking about Eddie Murphy's Bill Cosby impression and his Richard Pryor impression, so that's funny that you bring up the Eddie Murphy Michael Jackson impression just 24 hours later.
Yeah, we Daves think alike.
Well,
Dave
no,
Powers.
Dave Powers was not included in the conversation.
That's what I meant.
Carrie Ann and I were just there to see Dave, and we were speaking to each other independently, away from Dave. But Dave did a fantastic job.
It's because Dave was in the room, I guess.
Oh, yeah, there you go. But yeah, Dave did this one thing that...
He's pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah, but he's so entertaining, too. Like, he literally was doing these little bits on the piano that were these little short 30-second song segments or whatever. I was in tears laughing so hard at what he was doing. Yeah. It was like the first version was James Taylor on fire, and he did a little song, James Taylor singing about how he's on fire. Then he said, I'm going to do James Taylor on fire in a well, and all he did was like wrap his hand around his mouth and like he sang it so that he sounded distant.
That sounded more like Michael McDonald, but
well,
yeah.
I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore.
I keep forgetting how I'm stuck down in this well
again. There you go. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, he was very entertaining. We had a great time. So everybody go out to davepowers.com if you are in the Central Ohio area. But he does a lot of events all over the country. So go check him out. Dude is crazy talented.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
and he was interviewed on our first episode. At the end of episode 1, yeah.
And he also was featured on episode 13, our best of.
There you go.
That's correct.
All right, carry on.
Another thing I saw on Twitter recently, and I'm sure everyone already knows about this because it's been huge news. As a matter of fact, my son told me about it yesterday. Like, did you know that Netflix is taking The Office?
They're taking it?
Off of Netflix?
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. And then I looked at him and I said, yeah, in January 2021, you still have a year and a half, which means I can get, on my average rate of binging the Office series, I'll see it at least 3 more times before they take it off of Netflix.
Sad but true.
The odd thing is, the reason that it's coming off of Netflix is because NBC Universal outbid Netflix because they're starting their own streaming service, and now they're going to offer it on NBC Universal. Here's the problem with that. NBC Universal owns The Office. So how do you outbid yourself?
That's weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
These corporate people, they have their ways of making things more complex, probably.
Yeah. So speaking again of Twitter. We are recording this on Thursday night, June 27th. It is approximately 10:12 p.m. Currently, it is night...
Eastern time?
Yes, Eastern time. It is night number 2 of the Democratic debate happening. I did some live tweeting tonight. I was not able to see the first debate, but I went back and watched some recaps.
The highlights.
And boy, yes, the highlights. And boy, has it been interesting.
Yeah, I think the highlights were when they had a technical malfunction with the microphones.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, where they decided to change moderators halfway through. And I'll tell you, we typically run our own sound with the band on stage. The first thing I do when we take a break is mute the channels. Yes. And they did not do that. They failed to do so. How can you
mess that up?
I don't know. But yeah,
apparently... I just picture a couple of guys behind the board drinking some coffee and talking away and both assuming the other guy had muted the microphones or something.
Right. Well, they're lucky that the moderator microphones, like, they weren't having some super inappropriate conversation. They got real lucky.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Cory Booker. So you've got 10 Democratic candidates each night because there's 20 of them. I mean, this is crazy. So we're starting with 20 people, and there's like 5 people that didn't even get invited to the debates. They didn't make the cut.
That's gotta hurt.
But Cory Booker... What is he? Let me see. He is the junior senator from New Jersey. I'd never, I've seen the guy before, but watching some of the film back from the debate, I never realized that he's got like eyes that kind of go in separate directions, and it was really fascinating that he could really speak to both sides of the audience
the room
at the same time. Yes. But at the same time, Yeah, but another thing that was funny
Are
about...
you saying he was also speaking out of both sides of his mouth?
Well, that's every politician.
Yeah, right.
But one of the funny things that he claimed when he was speaking at one point to try and get some point across was he said, well, I hope I'm the only one here on this stage that has had 7 people shot in their neighborhood in the last week. It's like,
wow.
What neighborhood do you live in?
Yeah.
And first off, you want to make the country safer, but your neighborhood is a disaster. So maybe you should start there. Try and get those shootings down to like 5 a week, and then we can talk. And
by his neighborhood, he means that neighborhood right on the other side of the tracks, but then down a ways.
Right.
I'm sure it's not like his gated neighborhood.
Well, he's dating a movie star, I think, like Rosaria Dawson.
Well, then no wonder there's shootings.
Oh.
That explains.
But yeah, so Beto O'Rourke, we've talked about him prior on the show. Like everyone was like giving him
the dirt
crap.
eater.
Yes, the dirt eater. But everyone was giving him a lot of flack on like social media because if you watch, I mean, he is uncomfortably swallowing through the whole thing. And all I kept thinking was, well, yeah, he's eating dirt.
He's swallowing all that dirt.
Well, he's just got a very dry throat. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But Cory Booker and Beto O'Rourke were going back and forth answering
What's his
their
real
questions. Name? Who?
Beto's real name. It's not
That's
Beto. No,
I don't know. Bartholomew?
We need like a third person to look up things.
We need a producer.
Whisper in our ears. Yeah.
We're now hiring producers for our show.
Yeah.
You have to live in a third city. It cannot be Columbus or Nashville because Dave and I don't believe in any continuity from a geographic perspective. But yeah, Beto O'Rourke and Cory Booker were both taking turns answering the questions in Spanish.
Oh, yeah. They were trying to outdo each other.
Well,
but I gotta say, Beto lost that one. His Spanish was like, "Yo tengo una lápiz en el baño."
I don't know.
Corey's was a lot smoother for sure.
It is the American Democratic debate for the United States of America. I understand we have Spanish-speaking people in the country, but the Spanish-speaking people that live in the United States of America should also be able to speak American. If you want
English
to hear it in Spanish, then you should watch it on a channel that has a Spanish translator.
Sí, yo también. By the way, his name is Robert Francis O'Rourke.
For real?
Yeah, but that didn't sound enough like Obama, so he went with
Beto. Robert Francis.
Yeah.
How do you get Beto?
Lighten up, Francis.
That's the lighten up, Francis. You went to a Pee Wee Herman there, didn't you?
No. That was from Stripes.
Oh yeah. I was thinking it's not for sale, Francis. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Thank you. But yeah, it was very weird with all of the Spanish-speaking intervention, and then tonight we decided, okay, we were going to record the podcast at 9:00, and we said, you know what, maybe we should watch some of tonight's debate.
Jinx.
Yeah, there were some weird things happening. So there's this one candidate, Michael Bennett. This guy cannot open his mouth more than like a quarter of the way of the average person.
Obviously unelectable.
I mean, he clearly is missing out on large slices of pizza and Big Macs. There's something.
He puts them in a blender.
Yes, he's taking them through a straw, and it doesn't taste the same.
How do you know that?
Lester Holt, one of the moderators, he's probably was there last night, but Lester Holt, a very popular guy on NBC. This dude's hairline. Shameless plugs. All right, we need to get Lester Holt using Jef Clo's Shameless Plugs product because his hairline is like what I would consider to the back of his neck. It is very far back.
Are you saying he's bald, or he's got enough that he's trying to comb it over and stuff?
No, he's got enough hair everywhere else, but just the hairline itself is crept back so far that at some point you just have to say, all right, I got to do something about this. Trust me, I've gotten to that point.
For you new people, Shameless Plugs is an invention by Jef Clo.
That's right.
For a over-the-counter hair transplant.
Do it yourself. Yes.
Do it
that's
yourself
right.
hair
Do it
transplant system.
Yes. So hopefully Lester Holt will invest in some shameless plugs. But yeah, and then there's this new guy, Andrew Yang. He's not even a politician, which that's okay. Our current president is not a politician, and I kind of like the idea of not having career politicians
Absolutely.
at least being able to present their ideas. This guy showed up to the debate tonight. He didn't wear a tie. He's going straight up business casual in a partially unbuttoned dress shirt with a blazer.
Just shocking.
It's just like...
He's for the people.
Did you not realize this was a formal event? You're on NBC. It's the Democratic debate, and it's the big one because you're up against Biden and Bernie Sanders, and you said,
I'll stand
I don't
out.
know. I think a tie might be too dressy.
I blame his wife.
That doesn't make any sense to me. This guy, Andrew Yang, you want to know what his platform, his main platform is?
Shoes? I think
I'll let you guess.
I heard it, but I can't. Was he the one that wanted free stuff for everybody? No, wait, that was all of them.
Well, yeah. Actually, you'd be surprised at how many of them are arguing with Bernie and wanting to separate themselves from the socialist perception.
Yeah, but just temporarily.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Bernie almost knocked Hillary out last year, and they realize he's the guy to beat. So they're beating him up pretty bad.
Yeah, I think he was cheated out of it last year, actually.
Was he?
Yeah, there was all kind of stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Educate yourself.
I'm working on my Bernie impression, but...
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You sent me a little something.
I don't know I
can't... You're going to have to cut all this out. Hold on, let me get it.
I was...
You're cutting all this out, just fair warning, unless I get it.
Wink, wink, you guys. Wink, wink.
I was cheated.
No, I'm not going to get it. Just cut out everything about me talking about a Bernie impression. Once I get it, I'm good, but it's trying to channel that whole...
Channeling a hole?
Maybe I'll get it before we're done.
3 hours later.
You may not like me or think that I comb my own hair, but for all intents and purposes, I am a Democratic candidate for President of the United States. We need more free health care, we need more combs for my hair, and we need more free college tuition for all of the students out there. I am Bernie Sanders, and I need your vote as President of the United States.
Yeah, so Andrew Yang, he wants to give everyone over the age of 18 a guaranteed $1,000 a month. That's over $3 trillion a year.
I remember that, yeah. And he's like, how are you going to do that? Well, what did he say? I can't remember how he...
Well, he said,
if
we didn't have companies like Amazon that were, putting all these storefronts out of business and not paying any taxes... Well, welcome to modern society with online commerce. That's not going to happen. Storefronts are going to go out of business. I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the beast.
The free market at work.
And the minute you try and shut down Amazon or places like that, do you know how many people Amazon employs?
Hundreds, maybe thousands.
A lot. I don't know the number either. My point being is if you try and shut down these massive corporations like that, you're still screwing a bunch of people out of their jobs. So it's not a win-win situation necessarily.
Yeah. Just about any time they're like, we have to do this. But there's just like a whole nother side of people that get screwed every time the government starts tinkering around with stuff.
Right. And then Kamala Harris.
You had more trouble with Harris?
Yeah, Kamala Harris. She wants to give lower income families a $500 tax credit. I don't know how that works if they just get the money right away. That's what she made it sound like. But she wants to give them a $500 tax credit every month because she says she wants to let them get through the month and take care of their bills with dignity. How much did Giggles make a month, Dave? The homeless guy in Memphis? $1,200?
He's making. He got a $1,200 a month check.
Yeah,
that he spent all on booze.
Right. So maybe we need to introduce Giggles to Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Yes, and show her that $500 a month does not create dignity. It does not create bill paying. That's just not going to work. So,
yeah, in fact, I think it de-incentivizes people.
well, yeah. Why am I going to work so hard if I'm getting $1,000 a month?
Yeah, we know
it's
that's
like-
the case. They know that's the case.
Well, there's the one guy, Pete, I think. Yeah, Pete. Well, I thought up until Buttigieg, yes, but I thought it was Buttigieg because I'd only
That's
read
how it's
his
spelled,
name.
yeah.
But he was saying he wants minimum wage to go up to $15, and it's like, well, do you know how hard that's going to screw the economy? Because all these businesses that are already complaining about forced health care and they can't afford this and that, and they're only paying like $8. Now, I'm not saying that $7 or $8 an hour minimum wage is right. Maybe it shouldn't be more. But there's a lot of people who have worked hard with college degrees that are only making $15 an hour right now. The minute you increase that $15 an hour minimum wage, now they have to inflate proportionally.
Yeah, the person that has been working for a company 10 years and is up to 15 is going, well, now a brand new person gets 15. I want to be making 20, 25, 30.
Well, yeah, exactly, which means these companies are going to have to increase those salaries, and it means they're just going to go out of business.
The market has to kind of ease into things like that.
Well, yeah, but it's just funny to see.
But it's just the whole promise everything to everybody and hope that gets them elected, and then they have to really face how hard it is to try to balance a budget, although I don't know that anybody really cares about that. That's been my biggest thing.
I think we should find someone who's like a plate spinner and get them to balance the budget, because those guys can balance Yes, thank you. I tried. But yeah, Kamala Harris, I want to point out one other thing. She accidentally said parify in one of her responses instead of paraphrase. And I thought that was very efficient of her to paraphrase the word paraphrase. Yeah, by just saying parify.
I'm terrified of that.
So Jef and Clo, hats off to Kamala Harris.
Yeah. And Gillibrand was saying, I am not for socialized.
Gillibrand? You mean like, isn't it Hillebrand? Like
Gillibrand?
Kirsten Hillebrand? Or is it pronounced with a J sound?
I thought it was a G.
No, it's a H.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive.
Okay. Hillebrand, I've not heard of that. But
Was
anyway.
she the one that kept butting in on everything?
Well, I don't know, the blonde-haired.
Yes.
Yes. So
Way
she
to
was
just
saying,
classify her as a blonde, Dave.
well, you know.
Was it the blonde that kept saying things that didn't make
Just-
any sense?
Describe her without mentioning anything about the way she looks. Anyway, they said, raise your hand if you're for socialized medicine. And of course, the only person who did it, or the government completely taking over the health care system. And Bernie raised both hands and no one else raised their hand. And then they went to her and she said, I believe that we have to ease into, take a few years to get into the single payer, which means the government would take over every aspect of healthcare. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we're full on looking at socialism there with the healthcare. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
not gonna
has to
happen,
be government. Well, I'm just saying that's what they want. Even the ones who are not saying they want it, they just
I felt like there was a
Wanna ease
lot of
into it.
pushback tonight on that, though.
really.
Yeah, I felt like, because I think the Democratic Party is realizing that the socialist socialist agenda is hurting them, and it's creating this blanket perception that now all Democrats are socialists, and that is not the case. So a lot of them are really pushing back and saying, I don't agree with that. They're all saying, we want affordable health care, but we don't want free health care. We want affordable college, but we don't want free college. Bernie's the one that just is like, we're going to give everything to you for free. And he, like, one of the first questions was at him, like, will you raise taxes on the middle class in order to accomplish this? And he went on for minutes and minutes and minutes and didn't answer the question. And before they moved on, the lady moderator said, I'm going to give you one more chance to answer the direct question. Will you raise Will you raise taxes on the middle class? And he once again kind of beat around the bush and said,
you're going to get this and this cheaper. So
right.
Yes, we are going to raise taxes.
But we will raise taxes.
Yeah, that's, I don't know why
I went Russian. I was Russian Bernie. Hello, I'm Russian Bernie. We are the United Socialist Soviet Republic.
That's the most spot-on Russian Bernie I've ever heard.
So, still working on that impression, yeah. But yeah, so it's been a very interesting night.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Trump's probably
But how about all that Spanish? Oh, we did talk about that already.
Yeah, we did talk about the Spanish.
Never mind. Move on.
Never
to
mind.
Else.
What are you, blonde, Dave?
No, I'm just forgetful.
Okay, it's like one, I know this is probably stereotypically incorrect, but there was this one blonde joke, that I always thought was hilarious, where there's like two blondes walking through the woods and they're not paying attention and they get separated, and all of a sudden they realize they're on the other side of this creek from each other that's got like rushing water, and one blonde looks at the other and goes, "How do I get to the other side?" And the other blonde looks around in every direction, and she looks back and goes, "You are on the other side." But shh.
Good one.
Yes.
Dad joke almost. Yeah.
Oh well.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think the typical blonde joke blonde is usually a non-natural blonde.
Yeah, that's
someone kind of superficial and
right, artificially blonde.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Correct.
What did I say? Superficial?
Yes, superficial.
Artificial.
Which is
not the right word, yeah.
Leave the big words to me, Dave.
Thanks, Jeff.
But yeah, they actually named Trump the winner.
Oh, yeah. The first
of last night's debate, the first Democratic debate. Trump was named the winner.
He wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there.
But he won.
Somehow, yes.
And that was NBC, I think, that named him the winner,
was.
Right? The
NBC
ones
News.
Who put on the debate.
Correct. All right, so speaking of Trump, Dave, you actually got a hold of his press people, and we've been trying to get, you were able to get Siri for the first Dave Clo interview session, and you mentioned trying to get, Trump on the show, and I'm like, well, maybe if we tweet to him because he only uses Twitter, but you were pretty tenacious.
Yes, and that's what he likes.
He
tenacious. He doesn't care for D as much.
Right, just the tenacious.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Kyle?
There's a band called Tenacious D, Mom and Dad.
Yes, that's right.
Who won't get that joke.
No. But yeah, so you scored an interview with President Trump, Dave. That's pretty huge.
It's pretty big.
Yeah. Do you want to set this up? I mean, this is I want to give you all the credit.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Here we are. Let's do our second Dave Clo interview sessions.
Let's do it.
I think it's time for a Dave Clo interview. Maybe next time it'll be you on the Dave Clo interview sessions.
I gotta say, I'm so excited to have you here,
right,
Mr. President. I can't believe you gave me the time of day, much less,
All right, well, my time is valuable, so,
okay, yeah.
Let's keep it moving.
Okay, we're just going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
How do you think your presidency is going so far?
It's going fabulous. It's magical. I think, I was talking on the phone to my great friend, David Copperfield. He walked through the Great Wall of China, and I'm about to impose a lot of sanctions on China. But David Copperfield is amazing and the best magician in the world. And he said, Donald, your presidency is magic.
Huh. That's cute. Like, because he does magic, and he said that about you.
Yes.
I like that. Are you, by any chance, a fan of Jef and Clo?
I'm a huge fan. I listen to it with Ivanka, Donald, Eric, my sons, Ivanka's not my son, but my family, Melania, doesn't care for the show that much.
Oh.
It's
Well,
okay. We don't do much together anymore anyway, so I have plenty of time to listen.
We're going to cater to her more, I think,
Okay,
in
but
future shows. Tell her.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a robe from
Oh,
my own hotel.
that's nice.
Nothing more.
Oh, okay. So did you, by any chance, catch any of the debate last night and tonight?
I did, Dave. It was a nightmare. Okay, like
Yeah.
the technical difficulties were a joke. It was horrific. It was hilarious at the same time. The debaters, they were awful. Did you hear I won? I won the debate.
Yes, yeah. I was going to ask
Right.
you about how you felt about
NBC said Donald J. Trump, winner of the Democratic debate.
that. What do you think why did you win? You weren't even there.
Because I'm the best. And there's nothing they can do. They won't beat me in the election. They can't even beat me in their own debate. And honestly, I'm thinking about switching affiliations. I'm
Really?
temporarily going to go to the Democratic Party.
Wow.
I don't like watching these debates and not being a part of it. I could tear them to shreds. Joe Biden, I want to take him on.
So you want to get involved in the Democrat Party, because you want to be a part of these debates? Is that what I'm hearing?
Right, because I am a master debater. If you saw the
I've heard
Republican debates, you'll know
You took them out one by
am
one.
a master debater, yes.
Yes, yeah.
And, I can speak Spanish. I don't need Beto O'Rourke and, Cory Booker. I don't care. My Spanish is enormo.
Give us a little Spanish, would you?
Mi accente is beautiful. Soy fantastico. Grandes League. Grandes League.
Grandes League?
Yeah.
Big League. Yeah. I've heard
Correct.
you say that. That's excellent. Well,
Si.
so you think you'll have some success as a Democrat, running as a Democrat now?
Oh no, I want to make them all look like fools. Like I did with the Republican Party. They thought they were going to tear me down like a cheap building. That's Donald's territory. You're not going to do it. I want to get up there. I want to fight. I want to debate. Mano y mano. That might be Spanish or
that
Latin.
is Spanish.
I'm not sure. Okay.
I think it means hand to hand combat. Yeah.
Okay. Great. That's fabulous.
No, it
but I
doesn't.
want to let all of my Republican constituents know I will be back. This is temporary, just for the debates, because I'm a master debater.
Yeah, you said that.
And as my buddy Arnold Schwarzenegger always likes to say, I'll be back, or as they would say in Spanish, I'll be regreso.
Very nice, very nice. Well, real quick before you leave, do you mind telling Jeff and I, because I know Jeff's sorry that he couldn't be here, although there are times
That's okay. Honestly, Dave, you're my favorite.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Trump. I was going to say, at times, your voice reminds me of his, and so I feel like he is sort of here.
Really?
But,
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. There's a little moments,
That's odd.
certain words you say that sound like him. But
Okay.
anyway, what is your favorite thing on the show so far that you've heard? Have you heard all 15 episodes so far?
Oh, I've listened to all of them over and over again. Probably my least favorite thing is when Jeff does an impression of me. It's awful. It is atrocious.
It's not that good, is it?
No, it's
He's so proud of
very,
it.
very bad.
Yeah. He's proud of
Maybe
it.
my favorite part of the show would have to be, Dave, when you went on a Greyhound bus, because that
that was
shows the underbelly of America that we need to fix. That will
Yeah.
be the number one part of my platform
The
for
bus
the
system?
upcoming 2020 race.
You're going to fix the bus system in America?
I am fixing the public transit system.
Oh, that's
That is correct.
great. That's good news. Well, I'm so happy. I know you're busy and you got stuff to do. Just thank you so much for calling in. And
Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate your time. You are fantastic. You are amazing.
Thank you
have
so
a
much.
beautiful, beautiful head of hair, unlike your
thank
partner.
you. No, he doesn't.
No,
Yeah.
it's awful.
Yeah, it is. He should be ashamed. But thanks
Right.
so much again. I really appreciate you calling in. This has been a great honor. So
Well, hey,
thank you
thanks,
very
and look out for me on the Democratic debates coming up soon.
Okay,
I'm
you'll be
gonna
at the next
destroy
one?
Biden. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I'm gonna be phenomenal. Again, master debater. I'm gonna destroy them all,
Yeah, you
blow
said
them off
that
the
joke.
stage, and then my goal is to win the Democratic nominee, and then I'm going to go up against
And win.
myself.
And you win the Republican. That
Correct.
would be cool. I don't think
Right.
I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened before.
The
so.
only problem if I do that is that I don't know if either of myselves can win against myself.
Yeah, because
It's science.
It's kind of like, can God create a rock that's so big that he can't lift it? That kinda-
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you talking about me and referring to me,
Yes, and
similar
God.
to Yahweh. That's very kind, very kind.
Well, you hang in
Big
there and
Grande League, Dave. Grande League.
see what you can do about getting the budget, the debt down. I'd appreciate that.
Okay, I'm working on that.
Okay.
We're going to decrease taxes for the top 0.2% significantly. It's
Yeah.
going to trickle down.
Trickle, baby.
Trickle.
Yeah. That's
That's what I do in my robe. I trickle.
awesome. Well,
It's a matter of age.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't want you to start embarrassing yourself. So thanks for coming out. Your
Yeah,
laugh.
thank you, Dave.
No, thanks again.
We
You're-
appreciate
you're
your time.
wonderful.
Please keep plugging away. I
Yeah.
look forward to the day that you make it to Apple New and Noteworthy.
Oh,
It's
so you know about that? Yeah, we're trying.
it's
yeah.
awful. It is an abomination.
I know, we
the
should
Jef
be-
Clo Podcast is
Should
grande
be. I
league.
know. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know.
Thank you, Dave. You guys
right.
have a great time. All right.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Wow. So that was amazing.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Man.
I'm upset that I was not on the phone
I
for
know.
that, Dave.
I know. You were in the bathroom, I think.
I just,
But,
yeah. I don't even know how you landed it, but
I got my connections.
man, I mean, he really opened up. I
did.
can't
He
believe.
did.
Yeah, he's actually got a clever idea about moving into the Democratic side for a while.
And then running against himself. I think.
Right. That's very clever.
He can't lose, but he can't be. He will lose.
Right, and
And
they'll
can't
they'll
lose.
save money on podiums in the final debates. So
Yeah, he just has to look one way and then look the other.
yeah, he's already looking at ways to cut America's costs by saving money on podiums. So
At the
I got to
debate.
give him kudos there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Wow. No,
I don't know why you're telling me good job.
no, I was saying good job
Okay.
for him, not you.
All right. Well, Dave, while we're on the topic of politicians, before we wrap things up, we do have a new episode of the Slow Clo Trivia Show.
We do. What an
Yeah.
amazing
Let's-
episode this Sweet 16 is.
That's right.
It's the Slow Clo Trivia Show. It's the Slow Clo Trivia Show. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
We wrote that theme song, by the way.
All right, Dave. So this week,
And we did write
I'm-
that, yeah.
huh?
We did write that.
Yes, we did write that. That's correct. I forgot you leave that in the jingle.
Yes.
So since I was all about Twitter and social media last week, and I've had a pretty extensive discussion about it again this week, and we're talking about the Democratic nominees, what I have done this week for the Slow Clo Trivia Show is I have taken the top 9 Democratic nominees based on their Twitter followers. Okay.
Okay, all right.
And then I'm going to give you one of those nominees, and then I'm going to give you another celebrity or famous page, and you're going to tell me who has more followers, the Democratic nominee or the other page. Does that make sense?
Nope.
No?
One more time.
Okay.
I'll cut one of these out.
I will give you the name of a Democratic nominee,
Yes.
And then I
got
will
that.
give you the name of, say, a celebrity or a product. And between those two pages, you will say who has more Twitter followers.
Oh, Twitter pages. Okay. That's what I
Not
missed.
pages, followers.
Right.
So
Between
who's
the
more
two
popular on Twitter?
I couldn't. I got it now. Yeah.
Okay.
So between the person and the product, or
Well, between the Democratic nominee, I'm going to give you a Democratic nominee, one of
Right.
these ones that was in the debate, and we're only doing the top 9
okay,
based on their Twitter following. Okay,
Got it,
so these
got
are the
it.
highest 9 Twitter followed Democratic nominees, and then I'll give you like a celebrity page or a product page, and you
Gotcha.
tell me, does the Democratic nominee have more
Have more
followers,
followers?
or does the celebrity have more
so
followers?
this is almost like a true false, just a yes.
Yeah,
no
pretty much.
Kind of a,
Make it easy on you this week.
okay, yeah.
And there's 9. Okay, so we're going
I
to
am
start off
so
with
ready.
Elizabeth Warren. She is the senator from Massachusetts.
I know who she is.
Does Elizabeth Warren or Matthew McConaughey? All right. Does
right, all right.
Elizabeth Warren or Matthew McConaughey have more followers on Twitter?
Golly, I would think it would be Matthew McConaughey, but then I'm thinking you wouldn't put those two together unless it was.
Well, I'll also tell you that all of the comparisons I'm going to give you are
didn't-
actually relatively close. None of these are going to be separated by a big chasm
Okay,
of
but-
Twitter followers.
But did you were you looking for a certain answer? Like, I want to find somebody that has less than this person or more? Or were you just, I'm going to pick 2 people and then I'll look it up and see?
No, I grabbed all the 9 top Democratic nominees based on Twitter followers. Then I went and grabbed like 15 different celebrity or product pages. And then I matched the ones up that were the closest to each other. So that,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, well,
So-
this is going to be tough then if they're definitely close.
That's okay.
I'm going to say Matthew McConaughey then.
Oh,
And
Dave.
I knew I should have gone with
Matthew
Elizabeth.
McConaughey has 2.4 million followers. Elizabeth Warren has 2.7 million followers. So again, not a wide separation, but so that's one incorrect, Dave. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Dirt Eater, Mr. Beta O'Rourke.
Okay.
Does Beta O'Rourke have more or less followers than SpongeBob SquarePants?
Are we talking about Robert Francis?
No, we're talking about, well, yes, Robert Francis O'Rourke.
Whew.
Beto
I'm gonna
O'Rourke
go-
versus SpongeBob.
I'm going to go SpongeBob.
You are correct.
Yeah! Ding, ding,
SpongeBob has 2 million followers. Beto O'Rourke has 1.4 million followers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So now here we go
1-1.
to Everything is Free, Mr. Bernie Sanders. Does Bernie Sanders have more or less followers than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Ooh. Boy, Bernie was pretty popular last year.
He sure was. He's in the middle of the stage right now.
Yeah. I'll go with Bernie.
You are incorrect. Bernie leads the pack of the Democratic nominees with 8.3 million followers, but The Rock has 13.5.
I see. I knew The Rock was probably more popular of a person, but I thought, who really cares what he has to say on a regular basis?
Right. That's okay. All right, here we go. So, Pete Buttigieg, as I thought was Buttigieg before this. He's a mayor of South Bend, Indiana, but
Yes.
he's making a lot of waves because he's openly gay.
Yes.
And that's, one of the things that he's, I guess,
Running on.
prideful of. And he's not running on it, he's just prideful of it.
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg, does he, if I'm still probably butchering that, but does he have
Yes.
more or less followers than the phenom new quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield?
Ooh. I'm going to have to say Baker Mayfield.
Oh, sorry. Pete Buttigieg has 1.1 million followers. Baker Mayfield only with 620,000.
Wow, that wasn't even close.
Nope. So right now you're only 1 for 4 out of 9. So, all right. So next up we have Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York City for like the last 5 or
Right.
6 years.
Or Bill Cosby. No.
No, not Bill Cosby. Don't bring me into this, Dave, anymore. I'm done pudding pops. Okay, so Does Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York, does he have more or less followers than the page for Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew has 575.1 thousand followers. Bill de Blasio with a measly 160.1 thousand followers.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to Andrew Yang. This is the guy that I said didn't wear a tie tonight, and his
Yes.
whole idea is to give everyone $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Does he have more or less followers on Twitter than Jack Black?
Golly. I'm going to say Yang.
You are correct, which is weird. Jack Black needs
I
to
know.
step up
Jack
his Twitter
Black,
game.
Come on.
Because Andrew Yang has 403.3 thousand followers. Jack Black, 177.6 thousand.
I'm just going to say that anybody that says, I'm going to give everyone $1,000, what, a month or a year or what was it?
Yeah, $1,000 a month.
A month. That's going to get some follows. And maybe that's what we should do to up our
There you go.
followers.
There and not wear ties for
we promise you
formal events.
$1,000 a month.
That's right. So okay, you're
Ironically.
you're 3 for 6. We've got 3 left. Okay, so
Okay.
Kamala Harris, who effectively paraphrased the word paraphrase tonight, and she is also the junior senator from California. Does she have more or less followers than Adidas?
Adidas.
Has more?
Yes.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
Adidas has 3.6 million followers. Kamala Harris has 2.7 million followers.
This is awesome.
Okay, we have 2 left, and you are up by 1. Okay,
yeah.
does Cory Booker, the man who can look at both
Two
sides of
sides
the
of the-
audience at the same time
And speak to
while
both
speaking
sides.
Spanish, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does he have more or less Twitter follows than Bill Cosby?
Oh, so he did come back in.
He did come back in. I didn't mean to. Cory Booker or Bill Cosby?
I'm going to go Booker.
You are correct.
Yeah.
That gummit, Dave? Cory Booker has 4.2 million follows. Bill Cosby only 3.4 million follows. You have 5 out of 8. You're going to win this
I
one.
win.
But we have one more.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, just for the
So
bonus.
we are going to compare the former vice president, Mr. Joe Biden, to the current vice president, Mike Pence. Does Joe Biden have more or less follows than Mike Pence?
Mike Pence.
You're correct, Mike Pence. Mike Pence has 7.5 million followers, and Joe Biden has 3.6 million followers. And I just want to let you know that I did also look at our current president, the man you were able to interview earlier, Mr.
no.
Donald J. Trump. He has 61.4 million followers. If you add up all of the top 9 Democratic nominees based on their Twitter following, they account for 24.6 million. So don't say there's not something to be had for a Twitter presence. That's all I got to say.
Oh, okay. Our presidency may be in store.
So good job. Yeah, if
Well,
we
thank
work
you.
hard enough, we will be joint presidents.
Yeah.
But you did well. You got 6 out of 9. So
Thank you.
winner, chicken dinner.
Oh, good. When do we do that? Can we do it at Maniacs down here? Come on down.
Yes, please.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Bring your lovely lady and then buy me a chicken dinner.
All right, sounds good. I know Carrie Ann is dying to taste the Maniacs, so we'll have to do that at some point soon.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up, Dave, before we go
Yeah, too long.
crazy long.
Yeah.
Just want to remind everybody we have the new cards out there. We've had a lot of our fans out there that have been putting the cards places, taking pictures of it.
Linda
we
Gilly.
love you for doing that. Yes, Linda Gilligan has been a champ.
Tearing it up.
You can go to iwantcards@jeffandclo.com. Let's hear the jingle. iwantcards@jeffandclo.com. 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 iwantcards@jeffandclo.com.
Yeah. What do you think? pretty
Yeah,
good.
it was amazing. But yeah, just email us at iwantcards@jeffclo.com. We will send you a little stack of cards that you can go give to your family or friends or put in weird places. Also, we implore you to go to jeffandclo.com where you can buy the Jef and Clo hat, where 50% of the proceeds off of every hat goes to cancer research. Also, if you are interested in being a sponsor for the Jef and Clo podcast for $100, you can get a quick mention at the beginning of the podcast, at the end of the podcast as our sponsor, and then we will do a live read for you in the middle. And if we really love your product, we'll just keep talking about you. So
Yes, we
go
will.
to sales@jeffandclo.com.
Limited time offer.
Really quickly, also want to point out August 24th at Lucky's in Hilliard, Ohio. Dave, you and I will be performing jointly and separately for
Yes.
a Buckeye Cruise for Cancer fundraiser.
Me, then us together, and then you with your band, the Love Benders.
That is correct. And then September 28th, we will be with Toby Lee and Mustang Sally and the rock band Crossfire at the Lancaster Eagles. And find us on social media. Let me know if you're local or I can mail tickets to you. We do have tickets. They're $25 right now, $30 at the door. It's going to be a fantastic show. Jef and Clo opening up. So,
Yes.
So you'll go check out Jef and Clo, the album, Another Stupid Joke, on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Pandora, you name it.
I haven't heard of that.
No, there's no such thing as
Well,
you
there
name it.
should
I made
be.
that up.
There should
Well, there
be.
should be. We should start that.
Yeah.
So I think I've plugged everything as much as possible.
I think you have.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
All right. Another great episode.
Love you, Dave.
Love you too, Jeff. Bye-bye.
Brain fart.